Let me tell, let me tell y'all something, man. You ain't never seen a template last as long as my template. And I'm gonna tell you why. What's up, Two Will family? Welcome back to the channel with your main man, Boots Sorrells. I got a good one for you today. We're trying something new. We're trying story time based on my previous bikes. So I'm gonna tell you guys a story about when I got them, how I came about getting those bikes, and I'm pretty sure some of them will be pretty entertaining. But with this one being the inaugural episode, of course, we're gonna talk about my first bike first. Now, go ahead and do me a favor, hit that like, share, comment, and subscribe to join the Two Wheel family. That's all you gotta do, be a part of this. Just hit that subscribe button. It's free, don't cost anything. So, join the Two Wheel family, positive community where we talk about our experiences. We're here to support new riders, experience all riders. We're here to create a positive environment and community for the motorcycle community. So let's get to it. Now, quick backstory. I've rode dirt bikes through my younger years, like, growing up and stuff like that. I remember my cousin, his first bike was like a Trail 70. When we were little, we used to ride that. And I got my first dirt bike when I think I was 11, I believe. 11 or 12 when I got my first dirt bike on Christmas. Salute to Pops for that, you know what I mean? He got me started. Because my dad, now, I hate to do this jumping around, but like, you have to know where my affinity for motorcycles came from and my love for bikes, because my dad used to have this old Honda Shadow when we used to be living in apartments, and he always kept it down. We lived on the second floor. He kept it down on the first floor, and it's a black Honda Shadow. I used to love that bike, and I couldn't have been no older than, like, I know I was going to elementary school, and I remember my dad dropping me off to school on that bike. I still remember the color helmet I had. I had a burgundy helmet. It was too big because it would be going this way and going that way. I remember that burgundy helmet like it was yesterday. So my dad, introduced me to motorcycles. And like I said, to be the kid dropped off at school on a bike, it's like, it was the man, you know what I mean? So that's when my love for motorcycles came. So jump back forward, I got my dirt bike. And, I used to ride my dirt bike up and down the street and all that type of stuff. My uncle used to ride it. It was like I'm from a small town, come from a small town. So, one stoplight type deal where, that was our transportation around town, So coming up through my years, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, that was like our transportation. So then my cousin D, salute to my cousin D, his dad ends up getting a blue Yamaha. I want to say it was like an FJ. It could have been an FZ. I want to say it was an FJ 650, something like that. It was like an 88, 89 that he had bought. So what would happen is, like, when his dad would go to work in the summertime, me and D, we would take the bike and we'd be running all through, running up and down the street. Now, I found out how much I didn't know, jumping on that bike, because I remember me going around my first curve on this bike, and I'm like, man, it was pulling me out because I wasn't leaning. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do it like a dirt bike, and it wasn't working like that. You know what I'm saying? So I scared myself by getting pulled out. And of course, I slowed down or whatever. But then that's when I started really wanting to learn, how to ride on the road. Now, my journey is not the practical way, okay, in which I came up. And I want to make sure that I'm transparent with you guys and let you know, because I want to let you know the mistakes that I made and things that I should have done and should have done and so forth and so on. So, okay, fast forward that, I end up getting a car, at 16. I graduate high school, 18. I still don't know what I want to do, but, some things transpired, and it was either this is going to happen to you, or you probably should join the military. So me being of sound mind and body, I said, you know what? I called my brother. I said, hey, bro, my brother had been in the Navy 8 years prior to me. I said, hey, bro, I got to go. You know what I mean? Come get me. And my brother came and got me. Salute to my brother, Eric. And I didn't go back home. He came and got me, and I didn't go back home until after I finished A school. So it was a long processing time, like, for me to go to MEPS and take the ASVAB and do the medical stuff. And before I could get shipped off, I lived with my brother that time. So I'm always indebted to my brother, Eric, AKA E Vapors. I'm always indebted to him for that. You know what I mean? Because he got me out of a position that, who knows where life would have ended up for me. So I get into the Navy, right? Get to my first duty station. I'm 21 years old. And the only thing that I could think of is I want me a doggone motorcycle. Got to have me a bike. I really didn't care what it was. So, back then, I believe I found it on Craigslist. I think it was Craigslist. And I was stationed at the time, I was stationed on Andrews Air Force Base. That's out in Maryland. If you know where it is. It's Suitland area. I think it was considered Suitland, Maryland. But anyway, I digress from that. So I remember this guy. He was a information technician that worked in our office. His last name was Floyd. He had a white F-150. Y'all, I don't know what my memory is crazy like that. I can remember like details and stuff like that, but don't ask me what I ate 3 days ago. But okay, so I ended up finding a bike. And I was like, hey, I need somebody with a truck. So Floyd had a truck. So I'm like, hey, Floyd, I found a motorcycle I want to go get. I got my bread, yada, yada, yada. He's like, sure, man, I'll take you to get it. And it was down in Waldorf, Maryland. So it was 1993. Now, this is 2001. So it's a 1993 Yamaha FZR 600. My first bike that I ever purchased. So me and Floyd went down there. And Floyd, he knew a little bit about bikes, too. So, we get down there, we're checking it out, and me, I got horse blinders on. I don't care if I hear a ticking in the engine, I'm about to get this bike. That's kind of, the way I was thinking. But there was one thing, though. At this point, I had not gotten my license, and I had not taken a motorcycle safety course, okay? And back then, it wasn't mandatory in the military back then either, okay, to have a safety course. So we get the bike, put it on the back of Floyd's truck, and we coming back to the base. Like I said, I was on Andrews Air Force Base at the time. And then get to the base, take it off the truck. I remember parking it in front of the barracks building or whatever, and I'm out there, cleaning it down, wiping it down, starting it up, turning it off, starting it up. We do a little circle in the parking lot because I don't have any tags on it. Just went and purchased it, paid cash for it. So just ride around the parking lot a little bit, bring it back, wipe it down some more. People will come out and I would talk to them, like I've been in the game for 15 years riding or something like that, So I go and, I have to get it registered, right? So I have driver's license, but I don't have a motorcycle endorsement. So the lady was like, well, you can get your permit. You just can't, ride anybody on the back, with your permit. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll get that. And I think the permit lasted a year. So I get that, then I get the paper tags. And then, I wasn't thinking about all the stuff that I needed to do. So it's like, okay, well, now you got to get it inspected. And the inspection didn't go so well because the guy, he did something that he removed the cats and did some other stuff to the exhaust. But anyway, it wasn't passing inspection, okay? So now I'm like, dang, like, what can I do? And then it was going to cost me, I was going to have to get a whole new complete system. It was going to cost me, I think around $2,000, something like that. Now keep in mind, I just probably spent my savings on this bike. I'm a E2 in the Navy at that time. So I'm not making like crazy money. So I'm like, man, I said, screw that, man. So I had the temp tag. Now they gave me a temp plate so that I could take it to get inspected. Let me tell y'all something, man. You ain't never seen a temp plate last as long as my temp plate. And I'm gonna tell you why. Somebody probably already know. Yo, I finessed them numbers with a Sharpie on the back of them temp plates so many times. It was a complete whole series of numbers by the time I got done. But hey, I'm riding back. Now, this is before base got real strict after, 9/11 and all that stuff. So base was cool because, civilians could come on the base and everything. So, man, I finessed that tag so many times with a Sharpie, it was ridiculous, you know what I mean? And me, I got my permit. So this whole first year, you know what I mean, I'm riding the bike, got a permit. Then I get to the point to where my permit expires, right? So it's like, now I got to go get my license, right? So then it's time to go get the license. And I can't remember exactly what happened, but I didn't go get my license, and I kept riding, I think. Like I said, tags, they've been out of commission, but like I said, I'm finessing, and I'm still riding this bike and still riding this bike. So now I got to the point to where I'm like, man, I want another bike. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got this 600, I'm trying to step it up. You know what I mean? So I doggone, I ended up selling that bike. I think I sold it to another guy on base. I had it for like a year and a half, close to 2 years maybe. I sold it to another guy on base, and he ended up, getting everything done that needed to be done to it and getting it right. But I'm gonna tell you, I had that bike for a year and a half, had uh, the same essential temporary tags on it, the paper tag, but man, I finessed them numbers so many times. Like I said, it could have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the tag. By the time I got done, it was 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1 on the, tags. So that's how many times I manipulated the numbers as much as I could on there. It was crazy. I'd never advise going that route, y'all. Like I said, and at this point, this is my first bike. I've had over 8, 9 bikes, something like that. So we're gonna get to all of them in order. But that first bike, it always holds a special place because, of course, it was the first one that I purchased myself. I'm out there, getting the feel, and I'm learning on the fly about, riding in traffic in the Maryland, DC area, Virginia area. I'm figuring it out for myself because, like I said, I didn't take a motorcycle safety course because it wasn't something that was really put out there back then. I don't even know if they had it back then. And I had my permit, so I wasn't worried about riding nobody. I didn't care as long as I was riding. What I need a backpack for. So I was like, it is what it is. So I end up finding somebody to buy that bike for me because I knew I wanted to get another bike. And I had to step up the size because this was a 600. I said, hey, it's time to step on up. So I stepped on up, and we're going to talk about that next bike in the next video and how I came about that, which is a kind of wild story. So make sure that you lock in to the channel so that you'll catch that when that drop. That's going to be coming up here soon because I'm dropping every day, guys, every day. And that next story is going to be something that I'm pretty sure it might be a one-of-one story, maybe, or maybe not, but it's pretty funny. So we'll talk about the next bike in the next episode. If you enjoyed that story and you're ready to hear some more, go ahead and do me a favor, hit that like, share, comment, and subscribe to join the Two Wheel family here with your main man, Boots Farrell. Until next time, it's your main man, Boots Farrell. I'm up out of here. Peace.